Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the first ever Boise Business Podcast interview. I'm your host, Reese Phillips, and I have Joe Gamble with me with Right Now Tenant Placement Services. Joe, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you, Reese? Good to see you.
We're all doing the social distancing right now, so I can't complain too much. I'm stuck in my home office. How about yourself?
You know what? I'm stuck in my home office. I'm at my cabin with my family and just spending a great time up here working and having a good time.
Very nice, very nice. Well, we really do appreciate you being our first guest ever on a Boise Business Podcast. The premise of our podcast is basically interviewing different entrepreneurs around the valley, social responsible leaders that are really looking to make an impact not only in their own business, but also the community around them. And basically the format, Joe, just to give you an understanding, is we ask you 5 questions. We always keep it to 5 questions, and we just get your insight. We may have some follow-ups for each one of those questions as you give us responses, but there's no wrong answer, no stress, no worries. And we really do appreciate you being on the call with us. So before we jump into those questions, why don't you go ahead and give everyone a breakdown or an understanding of what Right Now Tenant Placement Services is?
Yeah, perfect. So what Right Now Tenant Placement Services does is we provide a different take on property management. We are here for the people that want to manage their own properties but don't have the wherewithal or the time to go out and find and properly screen and lease manage tenants.
Very nice. So you guys are a property management company, or you're something a little different?
Well, we're a little different because we don't manage the properties. What we do is we go find and screen the tenants for the owners. So we show the house. We do everything for the owners that a typical property management company would do. However, when it's time to lease the property, we lease the property, and then we turn the management back over to the best people that actually take care of the property, which is the owner.
Awesome. Well, thank you for clarifying that and giving us that insight. So let's go ahead and jump into the questions here, Joe. First question we have for you is, what made you decide to get into this type of business?
Well, I retired about 6 years ago, and it just turned out that I was always looking for something to do. Always had kind of an entrepreneurial spirit and wanted to grow my own business and do what I want to do on my time schedule. And that's kind of why I ended up in this business, because this worked perfectly with what my wife does. She's a real estate agent, and so we both are self-employed and both get to manage our own schedules.
Very nice. We know that being an entrepreneur, is kind of that's the key to it, right? Is that flexibility. So it sounds like the reason you chose to be in kind of a real estate space is because it's in your family. Your wife does it. What is it about this type of model that made you decide to do this versus other type of traditional property management or become a real estate agent yourself?
Yeah, sure. Well, so this allows me to hyper focus on what's important. Important to me because I personally own my rentals, and I personally manage my own rentals. And so to hyper focus on what just that niche market is, which is that the person looking for, they're looking for a service. They're not looking for the whole service. They're looking for something to fulfill a need. And so that's really what drove me into this, was to help find a niche, in a market. And that's really what drove us here.
Very nice. Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Next question I'd like to turn to is, what do you think makes you successful? And are those things that people can duplicate in their own businesses? It's outside of the real estate space.
Yeah. So I think what makes me successful is that can-do attitude, the really a lot of likability. It's a lot of really good face-to-face, right? You just want to make people feel comfortable using you as a vendor, because in essence that's what you end up being, right, as a vendor. And so you want to make everybody feel comfortable, and you want to make sure that you deliver on what you say. So that's really, if it transpires to anybody's business, it's about saying, yes, we're going to do this, and no matter what happens in the end, it gets done.
Awesome, Joe. Well, there's 2 takeaways I heard you say. The first one was likability, and I'd like to circle back to that one. first, and then the second one was basically keeping your word and actually following through. So, can you talk a little bit more about the likability and what that means to you, and how you've seen that impact your business?
Yeah. You know, personally developing a relationship with our clients, and having them circle back around to use us, because I mean, really, it's because they like us and they like the way that we do business. I mean, really, that's the likability. It's, there's some people out there that you may meet, right, and they do a great job. And if you don't like them very much, you might go look somewhere else for the business. And so, I think being honest and true, and having just high character standards, and as well just being a great person to talk to helps a lot going forward with having repeat customers in any sort of business standpoint.
So, from your standpoint, can you give us one or two actionable items people can do to make themselves more likable? Because it sounds like to me, and obviously we've known each other for a long time, you're just naturally that way. Maybe some people aren't that way naturally. So, any tips or pointers that you'd like to give everyone out there?
Yeah, be engaging in conversations, as well as just be genuinely caring, right? When somebody tells you that they've got something going on, if you look at them and you can understand and you can empathize, I think it may be some empathy uh, that comes back and kind of gives that likability, right? Is to come in and say, look, I understand you got a lot of stuff going on, and this is how I can help you. And I also, if I don't sell you anything, that's okay, because what's best for you is best for your family, and is best for all of us. So I think just being a trustworthy person, really just kind of, and having some empathy, really moves forward that likability scale.
Yeah, I think the likability skills is very important, and in the real estate, particularly in the property management space, trustability is a big deal. So I think that's definitely hitting the nail on the head, as they say. Um, Thank you for that. So, next question I have for you, and this is one that I like to ask everybody: is have you ever had to turn away a potential client, and if so, why did you do that?
I have yet to turn away a potential client, and because I truly believe that everybody has the best intentions, and so some are more difficult than others. However, our job is to move forward and is to help people. Um, I would say that the only way that I would turn away business is if they just weren't ethically motivated, right? I mean, if they just wanted to be unethical, that would be about the time that I would start turning away business.
So, could you give us an example of what someone would need to be doing to be considered unethical in your industry?
Yeah. If they wanted to, if as a person they wanted to discriminate, right? If they just said off the bat that they just couldn't see a person or anything happen within their home, that would be the time that just wouldn't be, because it wouldn't be my ethics would be put in line to go and fulfill what they needed.
So, not being able to fulfill your job and your responsibilities, and I'm assuming there's some type of legal ramification to
Yeah,
that as well, right?
there's definitely legal ramifications. However, legally and ethically, I mean, if that's really where it's really for us, it boils down to.
Nice. Well, we appreciate that. Let's
Yep.
move on to question number 4 here, and this is kind of the fun one. Obviously, you're in a very competitive space, the property management business, and having a special niche. Can you run us through some different marketing things that you've done that have really worked and are unique to your business, and that you found that are maybe outside the box, and maybe give the listeners some ideas or some tips on things that have worked and maybe some things that haven't worked?
Sure. Yeah. So what I like to do is once a month we do direct marketing to real estate agents. We go to actually every real estate office in the valley, and I direct drop just some fun marketing, just the brand awareness. That's been super successful in our business. In the last month, we ran a radio campaign. which has been okay. I think I think all things considered, based on how many people are getting in their cars and driving around, which is probably a whole lot less than what we've had before. It's not really a great sample size, but we've actually achieved some business off of that. You know, there really hasn't been a whole lot of marketing that hasn't really worked for us. It's just the extent, right? And so that's really where I like to make the decisions is based on how much business we actually achieve from the marketing. But really, it's a lot of direct flyers. It's a lot of face-to-face. We've done some stuff with Mountain West IRA and done some co-marketing with those guys, and that's been okay. And so really, that's really a lot of our marketing comes from that. We do a lot of email marketing, and that's a lot of bang for the buck. And that's really the biggest thing that we do.
Awesome. So would you say the biggest thing that you do is the flyer marketing, or is it the email marketing? Which one do you feel, has the biggest impact?
It's definitely the flyer marketing is what has the best impact for us. I mean, they get to see the face. We go in there. It's always changing. It's always changing, and as well, just being seen out in the market, and once again, moving that likability scale up. Right, is when they go to the agent goes over and sees the lady at the front desk and asks them who they see. I mean, that's really, we get business that way, is people just saying, this guy shows up all the time and he's very likable and wants to talk a little bit, and he seems to have a good model and wants to move forward.
Awesome. So for people maybe that aren't familiar with the flyer marketing or what that process looks like, can you kind of like explain that to maybe in like layman's terms of what that looks like to your potential clients and that process a little bit more?
Yeah, we've got two stages to the marketing. Is number one, I've got a great vendor, and it's City of Trees Print Solutions, and they actually do all of the graphics, and they do all of they actually do all the printing for us. And so we do them we tried to find a small format, so it wasn't too big and we weren't wasting too much paper. But we double side it, and we've got some goofy, whether it's me dressed up as a Santa Claus or any of that on one side, and then on the other side we remind people that what we actually do, and kind of our tagline, which is we give free market analysis to anybody that wants one for their rentals.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you kind of have like a goofy attention getter, and then on the other side you have more of the facts and the call to action. Is that right?
That's correct. The attention getter, and then the other side is just kind of what we do.
And then do the attention getters change like based on time of year, the market, like, because you say they're always changing? Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's a little when we discuss what's going to go on for the year, a lot of it, we find that every month there's always some sort of holiday, and so it's pretty easy to flip around and use the holiday for the marketing per month. This last month was St. Patrick's Day, and so this month is Easter. And that you just kind of keep moving through. July is not President's Day, but 4th of July, and so that's really where a lot of our ideas come from, is based on the holidays, because we kind of get you festive, right? And people kind of they see that it's fun, and it's also easier to be fun within those holidays.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for clarifying the holiday process. We appreciate that. And Joe, before we ask you the fifth and final question, if any of our listeners want to get, reach out to you and maybe get a free rental analysis or learn a little bit more about your business and how you can help them, what's the best way for them to do that?
Can you say that one more time? We're having a little bit of a slow connection here.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
So before we get to the fifth and final question, if any of our listeners would like to reach out to you to get some, a free rental analysis or find out more about your business, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Sure. There's two ways that they can actually achieve that. They can go to www.tenant, tenant-now.com, or they can call at 208-921-1002. And either way, if they go to the website and it sends us over, and I'll do an analysis for them. If they call, they're going to get, they're going to get the nice lady on the phone, and then they'll transfer them over to me, and that's how we would move forward. That's if they wanted to know a little bit about business, that's how we can help them.
Awesome. Well, we're definitely having some internet connection there, so hopefully everyone was able to hear that. And I'm sure you can probably hear, Joe, that because we were social distancing and we're all at home, you can hear my daughter screaming in the background. So we appreciate that. So once again, just go to www.tenant-now.com to get more information. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yep. Or 208-921-1002.
Perfect. Well, thank you for that, Joe. And the last and fifth question, and this will always be the question that we ask all of our guests, is to very simple. So if you had one piece of advice to someone out there starting out, what would it be?
Oh, wow. One piece of advice, never think small, and always work big, but as well, look at your budget. Always look at your budget, because especially when you're starting out, making good financial choices to get a nice base, and keeping your expenses under wraps is really important.
Awesome. Well, that's a great piece of advice, Joe. Thank you so much for being on the first episode ever of a Boise Business Podcast, being my first guest. Me and Joe have been friends for a long time. Really respect what you do and respect your business. And once again, Joe with Right Now Tenant Placement Services. This is Reese Phillips, your host of Boise Business Podcast, saying thank you for your time. Hope you listen again soon. Joe, have a great rest of your day. Have fun social distancing.
Thanks, Reese. You too. See you later.
Bye, Joe.